Hello there guys, and today I am back with my bumper Doctor Who DVD collection, and today we will be focusing on the Jon Pertwee years from 1970 to 1974 and the Tom Baker years from 1974 to 1981. As you will see, I have a lot of Doctor Who DVDs to get through, so let's get cracking. First up today we've got Spearhead and Base DVD edition from 2011. This is a good story because it sees the first appearance of the Autons, Les Shaw, and it also sees the return of the grey uniforms from the Patrick Troughton story, The Invasion, in 1968. We also see the Nectine consciousness absorb a human body. The Nectine consciousness, that is. Yeah, it's a good story. Oh, must I not forget the Autons smashing their way through a shop window wall. Good moment. There are some good moments there. The Doctor regeneration, the first story in colour. Yeah, it's a good story. 8 out of 10. Next we go on to the same story, Spearhead and Base, but this time it's in Blu-ray. As I mentioned on the DVD. They both got different colours, as you can see. The same spine. If you look inside here, it's got a different disc cover there and different booklet. As for special features, it's got the same. Basically the same there. But on the DVD, it's got production subtitles, but on the Blu-ray, it doesn't have that. But the picture quality on the Blu-ray is superior than on the DVD. So yeah, I'd give the Blu-ray a 9 out of 10 just because of how superior it is, but this is still an 8 out of 10. So that is Spearhead and Base, both on Blu-ray and DVD. Next we move on to one of my favourite stories now. I haven't got one that I'm supposed to be getting, that is The Ambassadors of Death. That was supposed to be coming today, but I hadn't arrived yet, so I'm going to just crack on. But maybe once I've completed all the Pertwees, I will be doing, including The Ambassadors of Death. Next one we've got is my favourite, Inferno. Basically what it is the Doctor goes to a parallel universe to stop Project Inferno and meets Brigade leader Lethbridge Stewart. And something to do with the Les Shaw, can't remember who it is, but this is the last story featuring Les Shaw. Good use of parallel worlds here. Yeah, it's a good story. I like the ending of part 6. It's a brilliant ending when the lava just about consummating the TARDIS. Yeah, it's good. Oh, and the same special feature does all the DVDs, commentaries, you get the usual. I would give this simply because it's my favourite Jon Pertwee, 10 out of 10. Next we move on to season 8, and I've got Terror of the Autons. Now this is the second appearance of the Autons. Now both Terror of the Autons and Spearhead and Base was written by Robert Holmes, who created the Autons, and in this we see both the first appearance of the Doctor's assistant Joe Grant and the first appearance of the Doctor's arch nemesis, the Master. Yeah, it's a good story. We get to see the Autons with the plastic flowers / daffodils. Yeah, quite a good story. Simply, it's a good story. I would give this a 7.5/8 out of 10. Next we move on to The Mind of Evil. Now this is the second appearance of the Doctor's arch nemesis, the Master. And episode 1 was recently colourised as of last year by a YouTuber called Babel Colour. Now I will do a shout out to him because of episode 1, how he recolorised that is brilliant. Episode 1 is with the recolorisation technique done. And they get possessed by the killer machine, who is in fact the Master. It's a good story. And the Chinese delegate, oh, it's a good story. I would rate this an 8.5 out of 10, just simply because of the recolorization of episode 1. You can see the special features there, the commentaries, blah blah blah, the lot. Yep, but I will be doing, and it was written by Don Houghton, who created Take the High Road in Scotland. Yeah, it's a good story. 8.5 out of 10, sorry. Next we move on to the Claws of Actor Special Edition. This is the third appearance of the Doctor's arch nemesis, the Master, and we go and see, we go into the, I don't know what you call it, but it's a bulb, I would say, and we see the Acrons. Yeah, it's a good story. Basically what it is the Doctor goes into the bulb in the middle of a field, and he gets trapped by the Acrons in the bulb, I would say. Yeah, it's got the same special features as this. Yeah, it's a good story, 8 out of 10. Next we move on to the fourth appearance of the Master appearance. He must be getting derisory, the Master. But we see him in Colony in space. Now, obviously in Spearhead from space, the TARDIS cannot dematerialise and materialise. So basically what the Time Lords do is, they send him to the colony in space, and the Master manages to catch up with them. And this is a good story. The Time Lords force the Doctor to materialise in the colony. Yeah, it's a good story, and the Master plays the supposed adjudicator in this story. Yeah, it's good. Good amount of special features there, blah blah blah. Dudley Simpson seems to do a lot of 70s Doctor Who, so it's quite good. I would give this story a 7.5/8 out of 10. Yeah, it's a good story. Cover in space. Now we shall move on to the Demons, or Daemons, depending on how you pronounce it. Yeah, this is the fifth and final appearance of season 8 of the Master. Yeah, it's a good story. The Master possesses the guy on the front cover there, which is quite good. They've got a good amount of special features. Yeah, it's a good story. Blah blah blah. 7.5 out of 10, I will rate that. Now we shall move on to the next one, which is the opening story of season 9 and the return of the Daleks, which is the Day of the Daleks. Yeah, this is a good story. Now, I'm not particularly keen on the Dalek voices used in the original TV transmission, but yeah, the special feature more than makes up for it, because as you will see, it has the voices of Nick Briggs, who voices the Daleks in 2005, doing the voices on the special edition featurette on disc 2. Yeah, it's a good story. Basically the Daleks and the Ogrons. Now this features the Ogrons. Now they're not mentioned anywhere, but if you see the picture somewhere, nope, it's not there. But yeah, the Ogrons and the Ogron is there. So yeah, the Ogron and the Dalek join forces together to make sure that the Doctor is decapitated. Yeah, it's a good story. 8.5 out of 10, maybe a 9. Apart from the Dalek voices, of course, which lets it down massively in the TV transmission. As you'll see on the disc there, sorry for that. It has there on the disc, Day of the Dalek, disc 1. Day of the Dalek, disc 2. Now we know here that this is the special edition, and this is the original TV transmission. As you will see there on the back, it has Day of the Dalek 2 special edition, and we obviously know this one is a TV transmission. So yeah, it's a good story. 8.5 to 9 out of 10, Day of the Daleks. Now we shall be moving on to many of the multi-Doctor specials that we'll be seeing over the years, and this time it is the 3 Doctors special edition. Now this is the return of Patrick Troughton as the second Doctor and William Hartnell as the first Doctor, and we see the starting point of Omega, played by Stephen Thorne in this story. Now it's quite good how the Time Lord teleport the second Doctor to help the third, but the first Doctor is stuck in a time eddy, and basically what it is Omega captures the 2 Doctors and Sergeant Benton in the TARDIS, teleports them to his home planet in the story, and they have a jiggle and a talk, sorry, about what Omega is going to do to the two doctors and Sergeant Benton and Joe Grant in this story. Yeah, it's quite good. Because it's the start of many multi-doctor stories, I would give this a 10 out of 10. It's a good story, the three doctors. As you can see, plenty of special features there, blah blah blah. Now we shall move on to the first, which sees the Doctor transporting the TARDIS for the first time since he regenerated in London. Now this is the Carnival of Monsters special edition. Now, when I got this story, I was very much looking forward to it. How enamoured was I and disappointed? It's a good story. Basically what it is blah blah blah. The traffic layer. We've got the reality machine, whatever you call it. Yeah, it's a good story. Because I was expecting to be enamoured by this, I would be a 10. I would give this a 10, but after watching this, I would give it maybe an 8.5 out of 10, yeah. So yeah, it's quite a good story, but it's let down in some places. Now we shall move on to another story, which is The Green Death. Now I can't really comment because I haven't really watched it, but I was planning on watching this today at some point. So yeah, this is the last appearance of Joe Grant, who played the Third Doctor's assistant in the TARDIS. Obviously we've got giant maggots, we've got Unit. To get married, the Doctor travelled away in Bessie, upset and sad that he won't see her again until a number of years later, which is included in The Death of the Doctor, which is an episode of the Sarah Jane Adventures, which I will go into next. Now this is a story called The Time Warrior. It features the very first appearance of the Centaurans and Sarah Jane Smith, an investigative journalist. Basically what it is, it's called a pseudo-historical story, which means that God knows what. But yeah, Sarah Jane is a very good companion in this one, as well as the Centaurans with their tongue sticking out. Yeah, it's a good story. For this, I would give this maybe an 8 out of 10 for this review. Yeah, it's quite good. Now, this is a story I am particularly very disappointed about. This is a story called The Invasion of the Dinosaurs, and it sees the second appearance of Sarah Jane Smith. And this is the last season we'll see Jon Pertwee's Doctor. Part 1 features a restored colour. Now, the colour hasn't been restored fully to achieve the best way of how it was shown back in the 70s. I must say we get to see the first appearance of the Whomobile, which is Jon Pertwee's own personal car. We get to see the first appearance of the dinosaurs, who look massively bad. Part 1, in my opinion, needs to be restored and colourised again to achieve maximum perfection. For part 1 alone, I would give this a 6 out of 10 for the colorisation effort that was put into this. And overall, I would give this story a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7. So yeah, I'm not particularly pleased about the story. Basically what it is the dinosaurs come to London through a time scoop and endanger Earth involved with their presence. They had to be stopped by scientists, and they will eventually in the story. Got a good amount of special features though. It says there, featuring part 1 available for the first time with restored colour. Now with the restored colour that was supposedly restored, it features a high quality black and white copy that you can view as default on the disc, but if you want the supposed restored colour, you can watch it with the restored colour on the disc. So yeah, a 6 to 7 out of 10. Not particularly happy with it. It's definitely not my favourite story. So yeah, that's The Invasion of the Dinosaurs. Now we move on to a story that I can't really comment about because I haven't really watched it. It's called Death to the Daleks. This is the last Jon Pertwee story I have. Yeah, judging by front cover, it looks like it's going to be very explosive. Can't really comment on it, so see you later. Yep, can't really comment on it because I haven't really watched it. Basically, this features the third appearance of Sarah Smith, so yeah, can't really comment. Now, we move on to a very popular Doctor, and that is the Tom Baker years, from 1974 to 1981, as it says there on the bottom of the disc. Now, I don't have Tom Baker's first story, but I do have his second, and it is the Ark in Space Special Edition. This is a fantastic story. It's futuristic. You've got the Warren, you've got Sarah Jane Smith, you've got the second appearance of Dr. Harry Sullivan in this story. Yeah, you've got Kenton Moore, who plays whoever Kenton Moore plays in this story. Yeah, it's quite a good story. It's futuristic, it's dark, it's amazing. Bob Holmes wrote this, John Lazzarotti has some ideas in this. Yeah, it's a good story. On the basis of this being a great story, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for the Ark in Space. It's a brilliant story. Good amount of special features there, and all the DVDs you'll notice there is commentaries with the relevant people that were involved in the making of these stories. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for the Ark in Space Special Edition. It's a great story. Again, as I've said with previous stories, ones that I have watched I cannot comment on, and this is one I cannot comment on because I haven't watched it, and it is called The Sontaran Experiment. Now, it's a filler for the Ark in Space because the Ark in Space was written with 6 episodes in mind, and they ended up excising 2 episodes of that story there. So yeah, I can't really comment on it. But the Sontaran supposedly are good in this, so yeah. That's all I can say about the Sontaran Experiment. Next we shall move on to another, this is everyone's classic story now. This is Doctor Who #1 story ever, and it is of course Genesis of the Daleks. It's the first ever appearance of Michael Wishart as Davros. He's brilliant in this. Basically what it is the Doctor goes to Garo, and the Time Lord tell him to go there because Davros is starting the creation of the Daleks on the planet of Garo. On the basis, it's a brilliant story, it's got a good amount of special features there. I'm sure everyone's seen the story, so I don't really need to go into much detail, but apart from saying that, it's got 2 discs, this one. Yeah, it's a good story. Yeah, it's good. It's one of my favourites. So yeah, that's Genesis of the Daleks. Now, this is a story I had been waiting a long time to get on DVD, and it is here in my collection, and it is Terror of the Digons. Now, in this story it sees the Doctor, Sarah and Harry go to Scotland, but it's actually England. They encounter the first and only, I invert only in commas because it is of the Zygons. Zygons are shapeshifters, and we see the Doctor wearing a kilt. We see the Garden, or aka the Loch Ness Monster. I would give this a 10 out of 10, but the fact is, because it's Scotland, and it's supposedly not Scotland, as you will see in this story, I would give this a 9, maybe an 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, Terror of the Digons got a good amount of special features. Now it says here in a wee disclaimer down at the bottom, thanks to blah blah blah, it says here, thanks to Colin Young and David Stead for a loan of materials for this release. Now I'm guessing it's either an XI piece of footage or the music involved. So yeah, it's a good story, Terror of the Digons. This is regarded as a classic by many Whovians. It's called Pyramids of Mars. Now, the Doctor lands TARDIS in the planet of Egypt, in the country of Egypt, sorry, and he gets his mind bended by Sutek, who's in the front cover there. This stars Elizabeth Fluden as Sarah Jane Smith. And yeah, it's a good classic. You've got Sutek, voiced by Gerald Flood there, who died in 2008. You've got many, you've got Carmen. Yeah, it's a good story. The fact that it has mind-bending sequences and Sutek, the Great Slayer. I would give the story a 10 out of 10 just for being a classic. Yeah, it's a good story, Pyramid to Mars. You've got the usual features there, commentary, blah blah blah. Yep, I would give this a 10 out of 10 just for being a classic. Another one of those classics is written by the Dalek creator, Terry Nation, and it's called The Android Invasion. You've got the Doctor that goes to a sort of android world. This features again an android Sarah. This time you've got the Doctor there and the pole. You've got the Scrags, or whatever they're called. You've got many things there to do with the android invasion. I think it's a good Terry Nation story, although I do prefer many of the Dalek stories, that is. Yeah, I would say this is a good story. 10 out of, maybe an 8 out of 10 I would say for that one, for the android invasion. Yep. Another one of those classics is The Brain of Mobius, written by Robin Bland, aka Robert Holmes, and Terence Dix. It's a classic because it has a brain and it's controlled by a person called Mobius, I believe it's called. No, the brain is Mobius, that's right. And the Doctor is involved with the planet of Khan, which featured in The Night of the Doctor, which starred Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor. And in this story, you've got the Sisterhood of Khan. One of the characters is called Ohika. In The Night of the Doctor, she's called Ohila. So, notice a coincidence there. There's nothing there in the production subtitles of the story to suggest that the Sisterhood of Khan would make a return in The Night of the Doctor, which is 2013. This DVD, I can tell you, was released in 2008. So, for those, this is another classic of Doctor Who. Another one of those infinite classics is the story The Seed of Doom. Now, this is an interesting story because they go into the cold winter and they get kidnapped by a crinoid, and yeah, it's quite a good story how they get captured by a crinoid. Trying to remember much about the story. The NFC pods which become the crinoids, and they rush to the pods to get the crinoids, and they blah blah blah. I cannot remember about the story really. So yeah, all I know is it involves the crinoids, 2 pods, Sarah Jane Smith in the cold, and that's it. Now, this is a classic story amongst many, I would say, Whovian, because it's the last appearance of Sarah Jane Smith. In this story, she gets hypnotised by the Hand of Fear, and the Hand of Fear eventually morphs into that guy there, this one here. Yep. And Roy Skelton voices a character in this, and she ends up getting dropped. What was supposedly Croydon, but ended up being Aberdeen, which eventually morphed into that sort of line later on. For this story, I would give this a 9 out of 10. Yeah, it's quite a good story. All we know is that she gets hypnotised by the Hand of Fear, ends up going towards people hypnotized and ends up doing something in a quarry, I believe. So yeah, I would give the story a 9 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching.